Okay, basic idea of global warming is that the temperature of the earth is warming, and then it's affecting the climate. Okay, and then we go into what is a greenhouse. Basically, it's just usually make of glass, and you keep your plants there because your plants require special temperature. The temperature inside there is usually warmer than outside the temperature, and we go into the reason why it becomes warmer than outside. Okay, let's now look at why we have global warming. Radiation from the sun. It will take a little while. It should finish soon. So this picture will show you sun has a higher temperature than the earth. Right? Lower temperature. So earth also emits radiation. Sun also emits radiation. But radiation from the sun is higher energy. Radiation from the earth is lower energy. Earth receives energy from the sun mainly in the form of ultraviolet, visible, and short wavelength infrared. Right? Remember, infrared is a region. Short wavelength because it is higher temperature. Whereas our body, longer wavelength infrared. Average temperature of the earth is about 300 Kelvin. So it emits longer wavelength infrared. Okay with that? That's your magnetic spectrum. There's shorter wavelength infrared. There's longer wavelength infrared. Infrared is a region, a range of wavelength, not just a wavelength, a range of wavelength.
Okay.
Okay, greenhouse effect, advantage and disadvantages. With increasing buzz around climate change and global warming, that means people making noise about climate change, global warming, the whole idea of greenhouse effect is being increasingly discussed. While some experts illustrate how greenhouse gas are important for sustainable growth, others highlight the detrimental effect it has on human existence. Okay, so scientists will study geological record, and then they will say temperature is changing or climate is changing. Whereas for those scientists who believe that at one time, the earth was perfect, then because of human go away from God, God destroyed the whole earth, and then from there, from that time onwards, the temperature of the earth has been changing, climate has been changing, and our activities also has affect the temperature change and the climate. Okay, next thing is thermal radiation from the earth's surface. Invariably, there are both negative and positive effect of greenhouse effect, right? Something that benefit us, something that is detrimental to us. Greenhouse effect refers to what is greenhouse effect? It refers to a process where thermal radiation from the Earth's surface is reabsorbed by greenhouse gases and then radiated in all directions. Right? Before we have all the greenhouse gases, the Earth, the Sun, radiation absorbed by the Earth, some of it reflected. Right? So that is those that are absorbed by the Earth usually will be emitted back into space. But because of these greenhouse gases, the radiation emitted from the Earth is not emitted into space. Now it's the greenhouse gases that prevent it from escaping. Right? There, that part there. The radiation cannot leave, the infrared radiation cannot leave the Earth but reflected back. The main greenhouse gases include carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and oxygen. Memorize only, nothing much. There are others, but we are more interested in this one. Carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and ozone. Okay, there are others, right? Like the spraying of insect Insecticide also contribute to different type of greenhouse gas, but we are interested only in this one. However, the first three are more worrying. That means methane, nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide. When it comes to greenhouse effect, as ozone is detrimental, that means it will be bad for us. Greenhouse ozone's detrimental kicks in more with respect to global warming. How the greenhouse effect function is two ways process. First, being a poor absorber, these gases are unable to prevent the solar radiation that enters the Earth's surface. Right? It doesn't absorb. The sunlight passes through the greenhouse gases from the sun. This in turn raises the Earth temperature. So it's not like cloud. Cloud will reflect the sunlight. So this how greenhouse gases allow the sunlight to come in. So this light come in, it warm up the Earth, so it increase the Earth temperature. However, these gases effectively absorb outgoing. That is the problem. It absorbs the outgoing radiation and redirect to the Earth's surface. So instead of the Earth heat up and then give out its radiation back into space, this greenhouse gas prevent the radiation from escaping. Right? It reabsorb the outgoing radiation and then send it back to the Earth's surface. That is how.
Who are the poor absorbers again, sir?
Say again.
Who are the poor absorbers actually?
The greenhouse gas. Greenhouse
Oh,
gas.
okay.
This further adds to the Earth temperature, right? Because the radiation doesn't go out, so it's reflected to the Earth, so increase the temperature. Right? So that's why we call it greenhouse effect. For centuries, this process has been in play to maintain the Earth's temperature.
So greenhouse effect is good lah.
Depend on who look at it. Some will say it's good, some will say it's bad. Right? Human activities is going to affect the climate because we remove trees, we have a lot of buildings. So that one summarized for you. Greenhouse gases, emission of carbon dioxide from power station. You burn coal, so it emits carbon dioxide. And motor vehicle also emits carbon dioxide. When we burn fossil fuel, we burn petrol, we burn coal, increase the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. This causes a rise in the temperature due to the greenhouse effect. Okay. Carbon dioxide mainly from fossil fuel. That's the main contributing factor.
So it's because of the cutting of trees, factory, I mean the smokes and then carbon
Not
dioxide
only
from
that,
the
but
motor
because we use
vehicles.
fossil fuel, we burn coal, we burn charcoal,
Yeah, that one
we
also.
use car, we emit a lot of carbon dioxide.
Yeah, I mean everything larger which causes greenhouse effect.
Source of greenhouse emission gases. Sources of greenhouse gas emission from, this is for Canadian, don't bother, just to roughly show you where are the gases coming from. Right? From the farting of the cow there, methane, and then manure management will create your nitrous oxide and methane. And then from the soil also, right? The plant will absorb carbon dioxide. This is just our info, don't bother about that. Right? This is UN predicts 30% rise in agriculture's greenhouse gases by 2050. That's just for your info. Nothing much, don't need to bother about necessarily. Ways to reduce global warming. Right? The part that we can do. Page 310. Effect of global warming are rising sea level, decrease in snow in the northern hemisphere, expansion of deserts, more frequent occurrence of extreme weather conditions such as droughts, heavy rain, and snowfall, reduce in crop yield, extinction of plant and animal species due to extreme climate, human health, example increase in dengue and malaria, natural process that remove greenhouse gases include condensation, precipitation of water vapor. Right? We got rain, we got snow, right? Or colder climate, the water vapor will condense. Mixing of atmospheric gas into the ocean. Chemical reaction in the atmosphere, example, methane is oxidized by hydroxyl radical. Okay, right? Condensation, precipitation, evaporation. So renewable energy will be your biomass. These are your plants. Waves, solar, water, hydroelectricity, geothermal. We get the heat from the earth in certain parts of the world. And then we can use wind, right? Obtain energy from the wind. Non-renewable will be a nuclear energy. One finish, we cannot get any more. Coal also, non-renewable. Oil also, natural gas. Right? So that's why the world is moving towards the renewable energy. They are trying to cut down on non-renewable. Tokyo Protocol to lower the emission of greenhouse gases. Number 4 in your book. Generation electricity using renewable energy sources such as wind turbine and solar panel, promoting carbon capture storage. This is a carbon capture. Promote the use of electric car instead of using our normal car where we burn the petrol to produce carbon dioxide. We can use electric car, cleaner. Okay, so this one you can read yourself, nothing much about that. If you are interested to read more. Anything else that of interest to us? Okay. So what you need to know? Global warming. What we observe phenomenon of increasing average air temperature near the surface of the Earth over the past 1 or 2 centuries to affect the climate locally. Greenhouse effect refer to the process where thermal radiation from the Earth's surface is reabsorbed by the greenhouse gases and then radiated in all directions. Main greenhouse gases include carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and ozone. So what contribute to carbon dioxide will be your power station, motor vehicle, because these burn fossil fuel. So these gases or these greenhouse gases effectively absorb outgoing radiation instead of radiation on the surface of the Earth emitted into outer space. It reabsorbs, it reflected back. Right? So it redirect it back to the Earth's surface. That's why the temperature of the Earth is increasing. What does it cause? Rising sea level, decrease in snow in the northern hemisphere, expansion of desert. So how to reduce global warming? Generate electricity using renewable energy source. Promote the use of motor vehicle, electric vehicle rather than a petrol vehicle. Okay, so that is finished for today. Anything else you want to ask?
Not for now, sir.
Okay, so we'll stop here. So if you want to change the time, let me know. If not, we will have it on Saturday.
Okay, sir.
Okay, all the best. Try to do
Alright,
your
thank you, Jeff.
11 and past year paper. No time already to waste.
Sure, Jeff. Okay.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye bye.